So you're in that position where you want to manifest someone back, but unfortunately it just doesn't seem like it's working. You don't seem like you're getting any movement. You feel like you can't do it. Everyone else in the comments seem to get their person back, but you can't. Don't worry, I have been there. And I manifested my ex back, and so can you. In this video, I'm going to go through how I manifested my ex back, or like the techniques and the things that I kept in mind while manifesting my ex back, and hopefully hearing me do it will give you a few ideas on what you can do to manifest yours back. It can happen, it will happen, you're a limitless person, so don't let anything get in the way of it. I hope this video helps you, I really, really do. Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Matthew and today I am here to talk to you about how you can get your ex back. I know some of you were expecting this video before because I mentioned that it would be one of my newer ones and this was a week ago or so. Apologies that it's late. I explained why it's late in my last video, but I know that you're ready to get into it and I know you've waited too long already, so let's get straight into this video. The first thing that I want you to remember when manifesting an ex back, and this is something that's so simple, but when I was listening to someone sending me some voice messages talking about their situation, I kept hearing them say this one word, and it clicked in my head why so many people have so much trouble manifesting their ex back, and it is that word, ex. You need to stop. I know not all of you do, so this doesn't account for all of you, but people that do refer to this, you need to stop referring to this person as your ex. For example, my partner and I, we used to be exes because we did break up. I manifested her back and she is now my partner. At no point ever do I refer to her as my ex now, because she isn't my ex, she is my partner. She is my girlfriend, or in your case, girlfriend, boyfriend, gender neutral term for romantic partner. I don't know why I said that, but you know what I mean. I don't refer to her as my ex, and you should never refer to your specific person as your ex. If you're uncomfortable referring to them as your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, because you might feel silly, or like if you're talking to someone that knows that you two aren't together in the 3D, obviously internally you should be, but in the 3D, refer to them as your specific person, or the person you're in love with, because you can be in love with someone that you aren't with. Obviously, that's what this is all about. We're trying to manifest people back, so we're clearly in love with them. We're in love with people that aren't our partners, so there is no reason why anyone else should judge you for referring to them as your love, or the person you're in love with, or your favorite person. Change the word ex. It could be anything. It could be a cute little like pet name, like your pumpkin. That's a name that I call my daughter. But your pumpkin, I don't know, like anything like that. Change X. It's one change that could potentially be the key to bringing them in. As soon as you stop referring to them as your ex, your subconscious mind is like, hang on, this person used to be our ex, but now she's our love. And it's like, well, you know, I gotta bring that in. You know, it's such a small change, but it might just be the change that you need. So that's the first thing that I would say. The second thing that you need to sort of do or not do in this instance is you need to let go of the old story or stop dwelling in the old story. There aren't many rules when it comes to manifestation. Law of assumption, specific manifestation. Law of attraction have rules and they can get in the bin because they suck. But law of assumption community doesn't have a lot of rules at all, except for this kind of one, and that is you need to not marinate in the old story. I know it sucks to be broken up with, or to have this person live in a different country, or the last thing they said to you was that they hated you, or anything, whatever your situation is. I know it sucks, but you can't marinate in that old story. You need to let go of that hurt and that pain as best you can. If you really want this person back, then you need to sort of just let go as best you can. Let the old story die and come up with the new one. Every time you start to think about the old story, change it in your mind, just come up with a new one. I'll get into some things that you can do later to help you sort of with that, but that is this point. It's a very quick point. Just don't marinate in the old story. Let the breakup go. Whatever was said in the breakup, whatever was said leading up to it, whatever happened afterwards, let it all go. Live internally as the person that is in this relationship again, and it will happen. Marinating the old story doesn't stop your manifestation. It's not like you have like a bar and once you marinate in the old story too much, that's it, game over. It might just make it take longer. And I know some of you want this person back as soon as you can. So obviously if you want that, you need to stop doing the thing that's making it take longer. So that is the second point. Stop marinating in the old story as best you possibly can. Another thing that I meant to mention, so I'm going to have this kind of one of those weird like cut things. Don't talk to people about it as best you can. When I was broken up with, I told my friend what happened, but then I was like, I'm not talking about it. That is it. We're not going to talk about it. And he respected that. That is my advice. If anyone ever asks you about your breakup or how things are with you and specific person, just say you don't want to talk about it. Because if you do say to them, oh yeah, we're still broken up, oh, we're still in no contact, you're affirming that you are in no contact. You're affirming that you're still broken up. Even the people commenting on my videos saying, I'm in no contact, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, I know that you're asking for advice, so it's a little bit different, but you are still affirming that you are in no contact. There was someone, a while ago that basically said like, not in my comments, sorry, but in another YouTuber's comments that I saw, they're like, hypothetically. I actually don't know what that will do. If you say hypothetically, so and so aren't speaking, and you're not referring to yourself, I don't know what that does. I don't know whether your subconscious mind will pick that up as you talking about someone else in your instance. I don't know, but I thought it was an interesting idea to use two random people to describe your situation. So maybe try that if you need to talk about it. But I would advise not talking about it. Just tell these people you don't want to talk about it and leave it at that, because you don't want to accidentally affirm more of what you don't want by having general conversation about it. The third and final thing that I think is a sort of like thing to remember or to not do is to stop checking their profiles or anything like that. Stop checking 3D. I'm going to get into, after this point, I'm going to get into some things that like techniques and things that you can do. But for now, these are the three things to mainly do. Stop referring to them as anything other than your partner or the person you're in love with or your SP. Stop marinating in the old story and stop checking the 3D. The more that you check the 3D, the more that you're basically saying to yourself, I don't believe I have the power for this person, so I'm going to go look for them. Or the more you believe that this is taking too long, I'm going to go look for it, sort of thing. Or it's a fear-based thing of, but if I don't get there now, they might move on, or something like that. And I've been there. I know that. I know that none of this is said in judgment. This is just me just pointing out broad, like, things that tend to happen when trying to manifest an ex back. But you need to stop doing that. If you are checking their profile and for whatever reason, depending on like your thought process or anything like that, they've now got a third party, that is only going to make things worse for you. If you see them having fun on vacation, even if it's with a family, not like another person or whatever, you're going to see them having fun and you're going to hate yourself because you're going to think that they have fun without you. Whenever you check their profiles or what they're doing afterwards, it only ever hurts. And even if there's nothing new, like their profiles are just radio silent, seeing them not with you might hurt. Now I had that. I checked my partner's profile once when we broke up, and I remember just there was nothing new on it. There was no new person. There was no like vacation photo, but there was a photo of her smiling, and that hurt me more because she wasn't with me anymore. If that makes sense, it just reminded me of everything. You need to not do that. You need to not check the 3D. If you want to see them in your mind. That's it. Like if you're like, I really want to check up on them, why not create an image in your head of you checking their account, and on their account is a new photo with you. Like you can literally do whatever you want. This is the greatest thing about imagination. You can create anything that you want in your mind and you can live in it. Now I know some of you might be like, but it doesn't feel the same. When they tell me they love me in person, it feels so much nicer than when they tell me they love me in my imagination. And that might be true because some of you might not visualize very well or anything like that, or just generally it just doesn't seem to fit well with you. But having a mediocre I love you now in your imagination and like living in it is going to bring them in, and then they tell you in person. So what you're having is a half amazing I love you in your mind, or seeing them in a photo with you, or whatever it is that you decide to create. And then in the future, because you've done that, instead of reacting to the 3D and stalking the 3D, it's going to bring them in and then you have it properly, if you see what I mean. So that's one of my first, that's the third tip, and actually one of the first techniques that I was going to say was, don't chase the 3D, don't react to the 3D, don't do anything with the 3D. Also, create something in your mind of the thing that you were going to do in the 3D internally. So, if you're going to go check their profile, create an image in your head of them with a new profile photo of you two. Then, instead of checking their account, I know it's going to be hard, but you're going to have to do it. Put your phone down or laptop down or whatever it is you're going to check on, and then just sit there for a couple of minutes and just see this image in your head of their account with the photo of you. You still get to see their account. You still get to check up on them. You're checking up on them in the future where you're back together, which in my opinion is a lot better than what you know, because when you're checking up on their account while in the 3D before you guys get to back together, you know what you're going to see. Either something you don't want or something that's going to make you sad. So why check it? When you know what's going to be on there, don't do it. What's the point? You're only going to hurt yourself. Whereas if you create this image in your head, you can create, the world is your oyster. It could be anything. It could be you two on a plane somewhere taking a photo. It could be you two exploring caves or something. I don't know, whatever it is that you're into. Don't check the 3D. Create this image in your head and go to that instead. And I promise you, things will get a lot better, because that is one thing that I did. A little bit of story. I was worried that my partner was gonna ask me to come collect my stuff, basically, from her house. So instead of worrying about every time she tried to message me saying, can you come get your stuff, I created an image in my head of the next time I going there, not to get my stuff, but her opening the door and giving me a big hug, and we were all good. Instead of thinking that the next time I'll go there I was collecting stuff, I thought the next time I go there it's all going to be love and hugs, and that's what happened. I every time I had a thought about, oh, she's probably going to message me asking me to collect my shit, I changed it and I thought about that, and I thought about that image a couple of times, because it was like for every one thought I tried to think the good thought like 3 times just to sort of counterbalance it in what I wanted. So that is my first technique advice, and that is create an image of something that you're going to do that you know isn't going to benefit you, and then live in that instead. The second sort of technique-y kind of thing is scripting. Now, I'm tackling this from all angles because when I manifested my ex back, I tackled it from all angles. So I've given you the visualization kind of technique that you can do. With that visualization, I would also advise falling asleep in it. Or if it's not quite something that, like, if it's not the end of what you want. So for example, if you've created an image of like their profile photo with you, but you want to, I don't know, have marriage or something, create an image of you marrying them and then fall asleep in that. So there's the first, the like what I would also advise is falling asleep with it. I don't tend to do manifestation, I don't tend to do visualization often, but when my SP broke up with me, or my partner, I don't want to call it that, I did, and it made a big difference in my opinion. Like I said, I tackled it from all angles, so it's very difficult to know what was the deciding factor, but that image made me feel a lot better inside. So that, fall asleep in that image. Next thing, scripting. I scripted things like, I'm grateful we're back together, I'm happy we're back together, my life is amazing now that we're back together, stuff like that. And I read it 3 times before bed. I did quite a decent amount of scripting. That was the first time I really tried to get into scripting. I did quite a big amount of scripting, and that's what I'd advise you do. Script. Even if you don't necessarily like scripting that much, maybe just do a short one, just to trial it, just to tackle it from all angles. Because think of manifesting your ex back like a investment portfolio. You've got one investment which is scripting, one investment which is visualization, affirmation, being in the state of consent, all those kind of things. Let's say your visualization isn't very good, so your stock is down or your investment is down, but the other 4 things you're quite good at. This being down doesn't matter because these things are all going up. Let's say that you're scripting and visualizing, but your visualization is down. You've only got scripting to bring that portfolio up, if that makes sense. So the more ways that you tackle this, the more angles you're going to have for your X-back portfolio or specific person back portfolio to be up. So what I did was I scripted what I wanted to happen, and I read it a few times before I went to sleep and when I woke up. I'd advise doing the same, because even like I said in my scripting one, before you go to sleep and when you wake up are better times, but do it whenever you want. Again, you are a limitless being. There is no rules to this. Script whenever you want if you want to script. I'd advise it just to tackle it from all angles, but it's up to you if you want to script. Affirmations and self-concept are the next thing that I'm going to tackle, and they are very important. When you've been broken up with, 9 times out of 10 you become very sort of self-doubty, self-hatred-y, you feel like you're not worth anything, you blame yourself for everything. It tends to happen a lot. You need to build up that self-concept. You need to start seeing yourself as amazing, as the prize. You need to be someone that is amazing, and a good way to do that is to affirm it. Obviously you can script and visualize those things, but just a general affirmation is just in your head while you're walking around, or out loud if you've got like a free house and you don't want, or you don't care about people hearing you and you sounded silly. You need to see yourself as that. So affirm stuff like, I am amazing, I am the prize, SP is lucky to have me, SP is lucky to have my attention, I am on a pedestal, all those kind of things. What you need to do is you need to build yourself up. Everyone has you pushed out. The way that you see yourself will be reflected on other people. Obviously your assumptions on them will have an effect on that, but the way you see yourself will reflect out. If you want this person to want you back, or to want to be with you, you need to see yourself as someone that you would want to be with if you were in their boots. If you see yourself as like, oh, what's the point? No one's ever going to want me. I was toxic in our relationships and no one's ever going to want to date me, or my SP is never going to want to date me. All you're seeing yourself is as the toxic person that your SP is not going to want to date. So then your SP is going to be like, well, you're the toxic person I don't want to date. So if you can see yourself as, actually, no, I am the prize. Like, I've got like a nice personality. I'm funny. I've got a lot going for me. I've got a great career. I've got a nice body. Whatever it is that, like, maybe you need a bit of like building up on in those instances, start affirming that. Start seeing yourself as already being that person. Because once you start seeing yourself as the prize, everyone else is obligated, due to everyone as you pushed out, to see you as the same. including your specific person. You can manifest a specific person back just by working on self-concept. You can manifest a specific person back just by working on affirmations for them or scripting for them. You can, there are no rules again, but there are ways that you can tackle it in all different avenues that will help. And self-concept, I personally feel for me, is very important. I always tackle self-concept whenever it comes to anything. I'm worthy of this job. I'm worthy of this relationship. I'm worthy of this. So that is, I would advise heavily self-concept. You don't need it, but I think it works very well, because then not only do you get the reaction from your specific person that you want, but everyone else starts treating you better as well, which means that your life just generally feels nicer. And I have an example of this. When I started working on my self-concept, my SP and I started to obviously get a lot better, because I was starting to see myself as a good boyfriend. I didn't so much work on it as in I am the prize, my SP must bow to me, anything like that. But I was kind of I am a good boyfriend. I am worthy of this relationship. I'm worthy of this, yada, yada, yada. And it started to reflect out in other things. I was always worried that my SP's my SP's parents sort of weren't too fond of me. It was just a weird concept that I have, because I have quite a bit of family trouble from my past. So I always feel like families just don't really like me. And that I felt was reflecting. I don't know if I was looking too much into it, but sometimes I felt like it was a bit cold, and I was always felt like I was intruding by going round there and stuff like that. But once I started working on my self-concept and realizing that I'm actually a nice guy, I'm a good guy, people do like me, I don't always have to be the black sheep of every family I integrate with. Me and my SP's parents, I feel like I get along quite well, actually. I actually quite enjoy going round there, and I like going round there and stuff, and it's all changed since I started working on my self-concept as no longer the black sheep. And it's the same for you. When you start working on yourself and seeing yourself as amazing, friends, family, SP, teachers, colleagues, managers, everyone will start seeing it as well. So you might as well tackle it and get all these different avenues work while manifesting your specific person back. Because how amazing would it be if you get that specific person back, then the next week you get a raise? Just saying. I'd like the sound of that. So that is it. Self-concept and affirmations. Just affirm how amazing you are. Oh, and further to the affirmations, affirm about them. I am in a relationship with this person. I am in a loving, passionate relationship. We have lots of fun together. They are we're soulmates. Whatever it is that you're trying to go for, affirm for that. Affirm that they're always reaching out to you, and that they are special, and that they see you as special, and they can't bear to be without you, and stuff like that. They adore you. Affirm for it all. Affirm for whatever you want. This is your life. Never let anyone else tell you that you can't have what you want. If you want that person to give you a back massage twice a day, affirm for it. This is your fucking life. Do what you want. So that is it. Affirmations and self-concept affirmations. And finally, when it feels natural to you, that is the best place you can be. If you can check your phone and then not worry about it and just be they'll message me later, without even thinking consciously to tell yourself that they'll message you later. You just look and there's they'll message me later. Or if you're just chilling throughout the day and you think about your specific person, and that image of them telling you they love you or whatever comes to mind, and it's natural, it's quick, you don't even think about, you don't go, oh yeah, we broke up and then this and then this and this. Oh no, wait, no, they love me, and then think of this image. That is the best place to be, because that means that you've embodied the state of being with this person. You are in this relationship internally, and it is right around the corner externally. It might even be there. You don't know what's going on. There is always movement. That is another thing I want to add. There is always movement. The movement might be halted or slowed depending on what your thought process is doing. But once you are in the state of, nah, this is my partner, they'll text me later. I know they will, because they're my partner. Why wouldn't they? That kind of thing. It is right around the corner, and that is you embodying the state, and that is the best place to be. Now, I have also been asked how you can swap a relationship round while you're in it. So this is before you've broken up and you want to be, you want to build a better relationship with your partner before it ends, or before you, it goes to shit, whatever. You get what I mean. All the same things apply. Just because you're not broken up yet doesn't mean you can't affirm for them to bring it the way that you want to bring it. If you want more love from them, affirm that they give you the love that you need. You feel emotionally fulfilled. Script that you feel emotionally fulfilled. Whenever they are being a bit cold, just don't react to it. If they're sat on the end of the bed and they're just being a bit funny with you, go do your own thing to take your mind off it, while simultaneously thinking, they love me, this is amazing. As soon as I'm done doing what I'm doing, they're going to give me the biggest hug. They're going to show me all the love I want. Or visualize you two going out for dates again, if that's something that you're like experiencing, whether like you're not going on dates or anything, or even if you just want more dates, just visualize yourself out on a date, script that you go on dates, embody someone that goes on dates. Or if like build up your self-concept for it. So it's like if maybe you start to feel like you're not worthy of them, the longer this relationship has gone on, that they're just losing interest or whatever, be like, why would they lose interest in me? I am the shit. Like that's what you've got to do. You've got to embody that. You've got to, whenever you think about like, oh, they're being a bit cold, I must have done something wrong, be like, fuck no, maybe they're just having a bad day. I'm the shit. As soon as they pull their head out their ass, they're going to come back and love me the way that I deserve to be loved. And you've got to embody that. Whenever they start acting a way that you don't want, you just be like, all right, come back to me when you grow up. You know, like it's not, obviously, yes, it's your thoughts that create, so you are probably creating that cold behavior, but it's not your fault. You know, like you just, if you want to act like that, act like that. I know you love me, and I know as soon as you're done acting like that, you're going to come back to me. You are lucky to have me. I am the prize. This relationship is amazing, and we both know it. We both have a lot of fun. We go on a lot of dates. We love each other dearly. We have great sex. Like whatever it is that you want, you just live in that again. Just because it's not manifesting an X back, all of the things that I've already said still apply, which is why this section is very short. It all still applies. Embody what you want. It is that simple. You are a limitless being. There is nothing you can't do if you set your mind to it. So, you want a better relationship? Affirm that the relationship is amazing. Affirm that, I don't know, since the day you watched this video, since, when's this going out? Tomorrow, which is a day that I can't remember, 10th, I think? Since the 10th of March, your relationship has got so much better. Since you found a penny on the floor, like you can create the rules. You can just decide, since I decided this relationship is better, I fucking love this relationship. This relationship I feel emotionally fulfilled in. This person brings it. They know that I am the best thing they're ever going to get, so they know to do what they can to make me feel good. They give me massages, they shower with me, they, I don't know, candlelit dinner, whatever it is that you want. You embody that person, you get that. Once internally you live as someone that gets this relationship, it will reflect outwards. We have been told too much growing up and like as adults and everything that you've got to work hard in the 3D, you know, you've got to take 4 jobs just to get like enough money to become financially free, which obviously defeats the purpose because you're working 4 jobs. But you've been told that you've got to do this, you've got to grind day in, day out. Nah. I spent hours watching YouTube content videos, yeah, of like thumbnails and stuff. And while I do think that helped, my thumbnails are better, my video editing is better. Since I wrote in this book, in my scripting book, it's backwards, you won't see it. So to you, that's, I'm not even going to say that. Since I wrote in this scripting book that I have 100 subscribers, my subscribers blew up because I read, oh, I'm looking at the wrong place, because I read it every single day. And then I wrote one about somewhere about having 500 subscribers. Last Monday, I hit 100 subscribers. I know I talk about my subscribers in every video, and like if you're getting bored of it, I do apologize, but it's just a good example. Last Monday, I hit 100 subscribers. It is now Wednesday, so a week and 2 days, and I am nearly at 400. Because I read this book. I haven't watched another content video since like a month ago. My content, my views and stuff did not go up watching those content videos. My views and stuff went up from reading what I wrote in this book and telling myself that I have a good, successful YouTube. You haven't got to put fucking work in. If sitting there thinking about something is putting in work, then I do feel sorry for you. But honestly, you can lay in bed and tell yourself that you're in an amazing relationship with your specific person, and that's all you have to fucking do. When my ex broke up with me, or my partner broke up with me, I had one earphone in to distract myself because I was listening to stuff so that I couldn't think about the bad shit that happened. Anytime it came up, I remember when we were broken up and now we're back together, or I created that like a visualization that I said about earlier, and I played that in my head. 2 days. It took 2 days for my ex to do, for my partner. Now I'm in the fucking habit of calling her my ex. It took 2 days for my partner to just do a full 180. She came to me, or she rang me, and then I missed the call, so I rang her back. Again, I did not do any chasing. I went internally. She never, or very, very rarely called me out of nowhere. And then on this occasion, she called me. I was mind blown. She called me, and I called her back because I missed it, and it was like, look, we need to talk. I want to see if we can sort this out. And then we spoke, and then it was almost like that. It was just, it was amazing. And I've been using those principles since, and now our relationship is better than ever. It is, at this point now, better than it's ever been. Because every time she gets stroppy or I get stroppy, even if I'm in a different room angry at her, I'll be like, nah, this is an amazing relationship. This is my woman. I love being with her. She loves being with me. We come back a little while later and it's great. And then the next, like, however long is amazing until that, you know, the same rules apply. I've gone on a bit of a tangent purely because I really want you to get your person back, because it sucks. It sucks being in that position. I know it does. I know it sucks feeling like you've lost something really important to you. So I want you to get your ex back, which is why, or your partner back, which is why I have rambled on a bit. I hope I've captured everything in this video. I really do. If I haven't, please put it in the comments and I'll either answer you there and then in like a really detailed comment, or I will make another video with the things that I may have missed. There's a lot of things to do with manifesting a partner back. It's simple, and there are very few things that you need to remember. But obviously, when it comes to explaining how to do it, it's quite long, and I might have missed a few things. If I have, I apologize. Please put them in the comments if you've got questions of like, what happens when this happens, or I've heard you can do this. If you have those kind of questions, put them in. I'll answer them. I've got a Q&A video coming up soon, which is where I take all the comments about things that aren't long enough to go in videos or in a full video of its own and doing them in a QA session. So if you've got any Q&A questions, put them in the comments as well. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I love talking to you a lot. My subscriber count is blowing up at the moment, and that's really amazing. So thank you so much for the support. I really, really hope this video will help you. I really do. If I have missed anything, like I say, put it in the comments. I will make another video if I have to. I do not mind. I want to get you your person back, which is why I answer all of my DMs for free. I have a website coming out very soon. Probably not by the time this video is out, but maybe the one after. And in it, there are some services if you wish my help more. They'll be very cheap, like none of that. I'll explain all that in a further video. But for now, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.